Welcome to today's band workout. So we're going to be working at a beginner level today, so nice steady pace, working through some lovely stretch movements. So this is a full circle band. You can use a TheraBand if you wish. This is just my personal preference. So if you have one of these, then great. Equally, if you don't have one of these and you're looking to find out where I got hold of this, just drop me a message and I can send you the link, because it's super handy. And throughout this program, we're going to be working with the band intermittently. So it's a good investment. You can take it on a holiday with you. You can take it anywhere really. It's super handy to just add a little bit of resistance. So that being said, if you pop it down, we'll warm ourselves up before we come down to the mat. So let's start with our feet together today. Let's take an inhale, exhale. Let those shoulders drop. Lovely. I'm going to start with some nice head circles. Take a head nod, send that ear over to the shoulder, up, round, over to the other shoulder, circling back down to chest. Let's just take a few in this direction. Breathing slowly. So having our feet together in this position challenges our balance slightly. If we're closing our eyes whilst we do this, you might feel all the little muscles in your feet and your calves working hard to keep us steady here. Let's change direction now. Nice stretch for the neck, relaxing all the muscles in the face. Two more. And one, come back to center. Lovely. Let's raise the arms up to shoulder height. And now we're just going to take some large arm circles today. So let's take them back towards the back of the room, circling down to the sides of the body, up and round again. Keeping those feet together. Stretching it out. Scooping our hands round as we take these circles to get a lovely mobilization of our shoulder joints. Feel it kind of moving in that shoulder, round and down. Lovely, scooping the air down, pulling it up. Let's do two more in this direction. Keeping those shoulders away from the ears still if we can. Changing direction, scoop towards us. Palms come out to the side of the room, in, round and up. Circling the palms, scooping up, pushing the air down and back up. Hopefully you can feel the shoulders warming up here. Last two. And one. Lovely. Now we're going to do a little tree hug stretch. So I'll show you this from the side. So the visualization is literally as though you're standing in front of a tree. Arms are going to wrap round. And then what we do is on our exhale, we hug that tree, draw the belly button into the spine, pulling back as much as we can, stretching through the spine. Bring that head between the arms. Inhale back to center. Inhale, exhale. Getting a lovely curve through that cervical and thoracic spine. Inhale back to center. Exhale. Stretching round. Pushing away through the arms. Feeling a lovely stretch through the back of the ribs, through those shoulder blades. Last one. Lovely, back to center. I'm just going to take a squat now. So if you work with me, when we get down to the bottom. We're going to raise our heels slightly, just floating them off the mat. So inhale to prepare, exhale, take that slight hip hinge, send the bottom back towards the mat, bending the knees, make sure the knees aren't going over the toes, coming down into that squat, hold, float one heel or both for 1, 2, dropping back down, back up to standing. Inhale, exhale, bum back, down to that squat. Again, floating one heel or both. Inhale, exhale, back up. Squat down. See if you can float both heels up just an inch off the floor. Back down, exhale, back up. Let's do 2 more. Keep the shoulders away from the ears, push that bum back as far as you can. Coming down as low as we can. Heel raise. Back down to the floor and up to standing. Last one. Squatting it down. Floating those heels up. Coming down as far as we can. Can you come down any lower? Keep that gaze ahead. Drop the heels back up to standing. Lovely. A little shake out if you need. Bring ourselves to the top of the mat now. We're going to take a lovely roll down, mobilizing and warming up our full spine now. So inhale, exhale, head nod, rolling ourselves down to the mat nice and slowly, letting everything go. Come down as far as you can. You don't have to touch the floor. Coming down to knee height is absolutely fine. Coming down as far as is comfortable, let the arms drop. Head relaxed. Inhale, exhale, peeling back up. The last thing to come up is that head. Reset the shoulders. Let's do one more. Inhale, exhale, rolling down vertebra by vertebra. Up and over that imaginary barrel. We're not folding and fall, letting the bum fall behind. We're coming over as far as we can, bringing the weight over onto those toes, keeping the heels planted. Breath at the bottom. And let's gently walk our hands down to the mat now. Swing those feet round. We're going to start in a seated position. Let's grab our band. So, we want the band to sit just below the balls of the feet. So, grabbing it with both hands initially, finding a tension that's best for you. So as we work through the movement, you might want to adjust as we go. The closer that your hands are to your feet, the more the tension will be, which is going to make it trickier. So however much challenge you feel ready for today. So I'm going to hold it about knee height. If we can, let's straighten those legs out. If you want to keep a soft bend in the knee, you can. But if we can, let's straighten those legs. So the movement here is going to be as simple as initially pulling on the band, pull that band towards us, keeping our elbows in towards the body. Let's flex those toes now as close to the body as we can, keeping the heels planted on the mat. Then let's send them away. Point the toes, keeping the tension on the band. You'll feel the feet wanting to pull back towards the body, but use the resistance, point that toe, flexing it back up. We're just going to work through this motion. Wonderful for ankle strength and ankle mobility, which in turn helps our balance. Flex and point. Keeping the shoulders down and those elbows tucked in. Can we point down any further? Reach the toes away, pulling on the band, flexing the feet. If we can, let's readjust our grip slightly. Let's move our hands a little bit closer to the feet. Pull the band back towards us, flexing the feet and point, keeping those heels on the mat. Exhale away. Inhale, bring them back to the body. Last one. With our feet, our toes pointing up to the ceiling now, we want to take them out, pointing away from the body. See how far you can reach them. Now, in this position, you might feel slight hip flexors outside of the glutes, perhaps, because they are also working hard, bringing back to center, to keep everything in our lower body engaged. Back to center. Keep those elbows tucked in, toes out. Back to center, keeping those feet as flexed as we can. This is actually a really, really lovely movement for the hips. It's a deep move. But we can often carry a lot of tension in that area. So we're gently warming up all those muscles. Can we do 2 more? Back to center. Lovely. Release that band now. Take a stretch up to the sky. Bring those arms back down to the sides. Reaching up. Bring those arms back down to the sides. Lovely. Take a hold of that band again. Same position underneath the balls of the feet. We're going to work through a little row series now. So make sure that your legs are hip width apart. We're going to adjust the grip accordingly with the resistance that you want. We're going to start with a nice straight back, keeping the shoulders back and down. Inhale to prepare, exhale, let's row that one arm back towards the back of the mat. Keeping a nice straight line with the leg, keeping the arm parallel with that leg. Grazing the side body as we bring the arm back to center. Keeping everything facing forward for now, upper body and chest. Still facing your feet. Other arm is just staying steady with a slight bit of tension on the band still. Can we take that elbow any further back? For 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Let's change sides now. Inhale, exhale, rowing the arm back and forwards, keeping the shoulders facing forwards. Retracting the shoulder blade, using those triceps to pull that band back towards the body. Hand is coming to about hip height. Remember to keep a little bit of tension with the other hand. That's just floating there. 3 more on this side. Let's see if we can take that elbow back any further. Sitting up nice and tall. Last 2. And 1. Bringing arms back to center. Now we're going to work through a double row. Okay, so adjusting as you need with your hands, making sure that that tension is good for you. Inhaling, exhaling, flex the feet. Draw both elbows now in towards, grazing the ribs, in towards the body. Exhale, release. Inhale, Exhale, pull both arms towards us. Hands coming as close as we can to those hip bones. Try not to let those elbows flare out. Keep them close to the body. So we're really using our arms and our shoulders. The retraction of the shoulder blades as we bring these arms back is really, really lovely for that day-to-day posture that we find ourselves in when we're in those kind of rounded shoulders. This is a lovely exercise to draw those shoulders back, imagining that pencil between the shoulder blades. Give it a squeeze and release. 3 more. 3. Keep that gaze steady. 2. 1. Coming back into a single arm now, but we're going to row it and reach back. So we're going to have a slight twist in that upper body. So inhale, exhale, send the arm back and take a slight twist, looking over that shoulder. Back to center. Change sides. We're going to alternate sides. Reaching back with the arm. Take a look over that shoulder. Back to center. Exhale. Inhale, keep the arms as close as we can to the body. Reaching and twisting, shoulders away from the ears. Keep those feet flexed. Working those outer thighs. Last 3. That upper body's going to be feeling warm now. Okay, last one on our other side now. Back to center. Let that band go for a min. Bring your knees into chest. Lift the feet up slightly and just hug those knees in. Taking a little stretch. Letting everything go. Hopefully everything will feel nice and warm now. Let's reset that band for the last little move in this series. Positioning the band under the ball of the feet. Holding the band like reins wherever you're comfortable. We're going to try a C curve now, which is like an assisted roll back. So we're going to use the band a little bit to help us. I'll demonstrate this for you to begin with. So it's a really slow and controlled move. We inhale, we're going to exhale, and we're going to slowly curve through, tuck that tailbone under and curve through that lower spine. Coming down as far as we can before the heels lift off the mat. Exhaling, slowly back up, sitting up tall on the sit bones. The resistance will just happen naturally on the band, so don't worry about pulling onto the band. The hands are just going to move as we move. The focus for us is on that core, keeping that core zipped up, drawing it in, pulling up. So this is preparation for our full roll up. Can we come down a little bit further? Keep those feet flexed, ankles on the floor, peeling through the tailbone, tucking down onto the pelvis. And back to center. Let's do 2 more. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Keep that chin slightly tucked into the chest. We don't want to be pulling through the neck. Can we come down a little bit further? Inhale, Inhale, exhale, rolling back. Drawing that lower tummy in. Back to center. Brilliant. Right, let's keep the band around our feet. Keeping a little hold of it again like our reins. Let's come back onto our backs now. Rolling down. Bring your feet into a tabletop position. So we've got a nice alignment here. Our hips are in line with our knees, and we've got our legs at hip width distance apart. So legs aren't together. Take them apart to hip width distance. Holding onto the band here, head's going to be rested on the mat. We're going to work through some leg extensions. If this feels too much with both legs up, drop a foot down to the mat and we can just work through the single leg. But if you can, come up into that tabletop position and we're just going to push away, holding on to the band, push away with our feet and extend that leg if we can. Back to center, change sides, pushing the band away. Keeping the foot flexed, extending through the leg. Backs of our arms is in the mat, on the mat. Inhale, exhale, push away. Try and keep that pelvis as steady as we can. We want it to stay imprinted into the mat whilst we're here. The core is zipped up. We don't want to be rocking around with that lower back. Everything's nice and steady. Just focus on that pushing away. Last two here. And one. Keeping those legs in tabletop if we can. Equally, if we need to, drop both feet down to the floor. If you're at this level working through with me now, let's inhale, exhale, pull the band up and over our head. So I've got the band on the back of my hands here. You can clasp it like this if you prefer. But I have it wrapped around the outside of my hands. Inhale, exhale, legs are in that tabletop position. Pulling those arms as wide as we can. If we can reach the mat with those shoulders and the backs of our arms, then great. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, pull that band away, reaching with the backs of those hands towards the floor. Again, chin is slightly tucked into the chest, shoulders peeling away from the ears as we bring those arms back. You'll feel the shoulder blades retracting in towards each other. Arms going to feel nice and warm now. Can we do 3 more? See how far we can reach. Last 2. Keep those legs up if they're up. And 1. Last little combo if we can. If you want to stay at that level, that's absolutely fine. Equally, if you want to try a little bit of extra challenge for the last layer in this section, join me in bringing the arms back and pushing that leg away. Back to center. Change sides. Inhale, exhale, push away with the arms and the legs, extending that leg fully if we can. Introducing this push away with the leg puts extra tension on the band, so you will feel those arms were working really hard now. Keep that spine imprinted into the mat. Imagining a bowl of water on the pelvis. We don't want it to be wobbling around, spilling any water. Last 3, 2, and 1. Reaching away. Well done. Drop that band and the feet down towards the mat. Hug those knees in and have a little rock and a little massage with the pelvis, if that feels good. Reaching away, arms and legs for a full body stretch. Let's take a few breaths here. Bring our arms down by our sides, rolling over onto the side of our body, pushing up with our top arm and round onto our tummies now. Just rest your head on the mat. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Imagining a little Malteser under the nose. I know, I wish. On our exhale, we're just going to roll that Malteser away, rolling the nose up. And if we can, floating that head a couple of inches off the mat. Pushing the mat away with our hands. Legs and feet are planted on the mat, rolling back down. The Malteser visualization is key because we want that slight roll, so we're not just lifting our head. We're rolling that Malteser up with our nose until we've got length through the back of the neck and a lovely straight spine. And then we take that slight lift. We are using our core here to push us up. If we're not using our core, you will start to feel this in the lower back. So zip up through those abs as we push our head up just a few inches, equally pushing through the hands. Exhale back down. Inhale, roll, exhale, push that head up. Can you come up any higher? Rolling through that spine. Back down to the mat. Last one, inhale, exhale. See how far we can push ourselves up. Feeling a lovely stretch through the chest. Great mobilization move for the spine. Let's take it back down to the mat. Clasping our hands behind the pelvis. Rest your forehead on the mat. Just take those elbows up towards the sky. Squeezing the shoulder blades in together, getting a lovely stretch through the front of those shoulders, the chest. I'm feeling a nice squeeze release within those shoulder blades. Feet are still on the mat. One more breath. Let it go. Release the hands. Take them up and above the head. Clasping them if we can. Forehead is staying on the mat. Let's just draw those feet towards the bottom. Feeling a nice stretch here through the fronts of the thighs. Flexing the feet now. pelvis is still in contact with the mat. Point the toes. Rest those feet back down to the mat. Hands come back into shoulders to push ourselves up and into a seated position. Shuffle ourselves round. Let's take a reach up over our heads. Inhale. Reach and stretch, relax back down. One more. Let it go. Well done. I really hope you enjoyed that class. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.